Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people, all ages. No judgment here. Come on over. Come on watch. This is the Bold Prediction Sports Media Podcast. He's Mr. KC from the 813. I'm that dude with the beard. And my oh my, we finally made it here to the NBA Finals. The cream of the crop, la creme of both divisions. Um, Both unexpected. Uh, as far as how long it took to get it
Mm.
there, we thought the Lakers series would last longer. We thought the Heat series would have wrapped up quicker. Uh,
Right.
so,
Oh,
so here we are. Not the bubble rematch, but we call it the bubble junior. At least Miami's representing the bubble championship side of things, and Mr. KC from the 813. I'm sure it's no secret to anybody who's been watching. You go ahead and tell us why you think these Nuggets are going to win this series.
well, because they're a better team. I don't know how in God's green earth the Miami Heat has made it here to the finals. They were outscored all season long. This is like a Cinderella team. It doesn't make any sense besides how retarded the East can be in the NBA
Hmm.
to allow the Heat to even try to go up against this foe called the Denver Nuggets. Joker's gonna walk all over this, in my opinion.
Mm-mm-mm. I think the buck stops here. Miami has big men who's dedicated to defense. I don't see too many triple doubles in this series. I think this is gonna be the
This
matchup.
series,
Yeah, in this series, I
that's
don't
all
think
Joker does is
this
triple double.
he
We
wasn't getting triple doubles like that in the first series. He wasn't just going off. He just did that to LA because he had to. It was the only shot they had to win. And I don't think that he can carry that kind of performance on into the finals, especially when you got big men down there who's going to be ready, who's going to rumble and tussle, and they have depth. Not to mention they got IJ, little illegitimate Jordan, Jimmy Butler. He's coming. He's coming to town, and by God, he's going to get him a title, and he going to call his daddy and say, "Oh, can you claim me now?" Come on, now he knowing his daddy, he gonna say, "Get at least 5 more, then we can talk."
oh no.
It's time for Miami to once again sit atop of the NBA mountain. It's time for Jimmy Butler to get his ring, to solidify himself as one of the better players of this generation, which I already have him on the list. A lot of people hate Jimmy Butler or hate on Jimmy Butler for some reason, but man, when I look at Jimmy Butler, all I see is a pit bull in a jersey. He's a
Mm,
dog. He's out there
mm.
doing what he's got to do. And
And
yeah,
Teacher Talking Sports had a video that came out earlier this year talking about the NBA players voting on certain things. And one of the things they voted on was who they thought was the most overrated player. And Jimmy Butler was among I don't know, can't remember if he won it or if he was just among the top, but he was on that list. And I've got to say, I had him kind of on that list, but you can't. You cannot. I can no longer have him on that list, and I think it's disrespectful, kind of,
man,
at this point to have Jimmy Butler anywhere close to the overrated
it's
conversation.
been disrespectful because in the last 4 years, not to cut you off, I just got to make this one point. In the last 4 years, the people who they talking to on the list ain't even been to the finals. He's on his second
Mm,
trip.
mm, I mean, there's some truth there. I mean, let's get some facts. But like the factual part of it is when we talk about IJ, the difference between what makes him IJ and not J's, kind of like real Jordans and knockoff Jordans, is real Jordans are winners and knockoffs are final appearances. And we give him a round of applause for uh, out kicking his coverage, so to speak.
We'll see, man. The only reason why IJ ain't got a ring right now is because he had to play LeBron. If
Mm.
it was LeBron and then wasn't on the other side, then if Denver made it, then he'd probably be on his second chip. We'd have a different bubble rematch.
I think Joker is about to add a MVP to his streak.
Hmm.
He didn't get NBA MVP this year, so he's got to settle for Finals MVP just to show the
Sounds good.
league that Joker don't play. He ain't joking, bro. He's out here getting these triple doubles like it's Oprah Winfrey giving away cars or something. Like
It
it's,
sounds good. It looks good. But like I said, man, he's about to play a pack of pit bulls who's
mm,
fresh off a good meal, off a team who they thought Boston was gonna sweep Miami. That
I
was
did, I did
yeah.
too. That was
Everyone
my
said
prediction.
it was the consensus. Everybody thought except for me and the people in Miami. Shout out to your neighbors.
Hey,
Out down there.
in fairness, though, if they would have just shown up for Game 7, just a little bit, just one time, just shown up for Game 7, then they kind of would have got a sweep. You know, they would have swept them.
Technically,
They would have got 4 in a row at least.
yeah, but instead they got blown to smithereens.
What was
Blown out
why?
the water, dude.
What was the point? What was the point of even going to Game 7? Why'd y'all win these 3
Because
games?
they want to fight as long as they could. Tooth and nail. I told you they needed
They
to
weren't
build some
fighting.
drama around it,
They
make a
weren't
little extra
fighting.
money for Boston. You know that city don't do too good outside of sports. I mean, it's
Mm,
Boston. Don't nobody go
yeah.
to Boston.
Uh,
I would say
I,
shout out to you, Boston, but I just can't. Not
I,
right now,
I'm messing with Boston. You might find me out there sometime.
man.
Actually,
Maybe because you are a Celtic man, but that's a whole different story.
no, I got
Uh,
people out in Boston. I'm messing with Boston.
do you?
We okay.
Oh, so gross.
We okay. We okay in B Town. You know, I'll
Mm-mm.
be in the burbs because you know that's my style. But you know,
Best thing in
Boston.
Massachusetts is the Patriots,
Mm,
especially
mm.
right now. The way
I don't
Jason
know,
Tatum got them boys out there looking, ain't nothing but
man.
disgrace.
Don't even.
I
I
already know
just
it.
I just felt like Heat almost did with that, like you know, that big brother to the little brother hand on the head thing. You can't.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy Whitten told him. He said it's all right, Jason. He said maybe if your daddy was the greatest of all time too, and you had that going through your blood, you'd have that pit bull in your heart too, man. It's just IJ's time, man. IJ,
Mm,
we need to start a Twitter hashtag on Twitter IJ when we talk about Jimmy Butler from now on. After he wins this title, they need to legally change his last name to Jordan. Give him his birthright. He need to be Jimmy Jordan, James Jordan, just like his daddy
maybe if he would have
before
done
him.
it in Chicago,
Or
I'd,
wasn't Michael Jordan daddy named James or something like that?
I, I
I
don't know
can't remember.
Michael Jordan's granddaddy's name.
Hey man,
I
some
barely,
people
I
know.
can't even remember his dad's name that he got killed. Like,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I
oh,
can. When
okay.
I'm talking about his granddad. I'm thinking about Jimmy Butler because I'm telling you, he's Michael Jordan's son. I'm telling you. But yeah. Either way, though, IJ's getting this title, man. I think we're gonna see tomorrow. We're gonna see the catalyst. Probably blowout going Miami's way for game one, and then Joker makes it a game two. Miami in six. I'm willing to go Miami in six
Miami in 6.
because Denver gonna
I,
win one at home and one on the road.
and that's kind of where I had the Nuggets was in 6. And I felt kind of generous. I feel that's a
See,
little
and that was
heavy.
generous too, because my soul originally said Miami in five, but I said give them six. You just went seven with Boston. I guess you can give Denver six.
I know teacher had them in 5. He had the Nuggets in 5 as well. So
He had the Celtics in the final too, so there's that.
I'm pretty sure he don't think he did too.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
saying
right.
so there's that. Yeah.
If I remember right, I had to double check with him.
Oh,
But
I've watched it. Trust me,
yeah,
triple check
okay,
it, but
okay,
we'll clip it. Teach you still
yeah,
my man, but like I said, I thoroughly disagreed on that. You got the Denver side right, so we're half and half. He's the Nostradamus, the Damas there.
yeah. And I'm the swing and a miss strike 3 out of the conversation. I don't even know why I'm actually talking or predicting any kind of NBA action right now. I should be on the
Oh,
bench,
oh my
like
God.
deep on the bench, like, bro, you airballed that 3. Like there was no one around you. Like it was just the ugliest shot I've ever seen. We actually need you to sit down.
We
Go ahead
need
and
you
get
to
the
sit back.
get the Adidas, the Adidas little jump little pant
Right,
things. You can put those on over your shorts, but
right.
like that's where I'm at right now.
Oh goodness. He said, put your snaps back on. He said, you're
Snap
going
it back up, bro.
right.
Go ahead and sit down. Move over. Switch your seats, bro.
He says,
You ain't coming. You ain't coming off that bench no time soon.
tell me, matter of fact, you can go to the locker room and change.
Yeah,
Come
you
on
need
back.
change. No, no. This catastrophic. You get three,
Yeah.
four guys to go down. You're stuck with me.
Sure. He'll just have
Sorry.
to run back to the locker room. He'll be
Right.
all right.
Hey, hey.
Ain't like he been doing nothing.
Well, actually, coach, I'm celebrating with the team.
He's like, I was celebrating the league, coach. I didn't know that everybody was
I
going to
didn't
go
know.
down.
I didn't know. I stepped down back for a minute.
Oh, goodness.
Had to
But
get my
yeah,
mind right for
man.
this interview.
No, I understand, but like I said,
Oh,
man, it's IJ's time. We're gonna see what Miami do. But yeah, shout out to Teach and those videos, man. Like I said, man, we need to just be talking about it, letting it be known. Michael Jordan's son is about to win an NBA title, his only child to ever do it. Because the
mm,
first two couldn't cut it in the league, but that third one, third time's the charm. Mm. Oh God, Michael
man.
Jordan's a terrible person.
But I still think it says a lot about Jimmy Butler just being back in the shoes, bro. Like
Mhm.
you got to give. I wasn't really a huge Jimmy Butler fan until maybe this season. I think he's kind of convinced me. Like man, because your description is absolutely right. He's just a dog, man. He's got that basketball spirit that I really just enjoy, and he's always had it, like
Right.
this. But
Even
he's
down in
always
Philly.
on a he's always kind of on a team that doesn't really have. They're like we got Jimmy Butler. There needs
Right.
to be Jimmy Butler and
And yeah, that's how it's been. That's how it was in Philly. That's how it was in Chicago. But every time they leave, they find
mm,
somebody else, or it's a few more pieces. Now, I
mm.
bet Philadelphia wish they had Jimmy Butler back for everything that they had going on. But
Jimmy B would be nice in Philly. I ain't gonna lie, man. That would make my day. I would be a pretty happy, pretty
I'm
happy
pretty
guy
happy.
randomly. So, all of a sudden,
No.
I might even pick that over Kevin Durant one day. Like,
Ooh, yeah, it ain't. I mean, it wouldn't be bad, man. Kevin Durant, he's only been, dare I say, disappointing.
ugh,
I mean, really, like yeah,
a
man,
little bit, a little
yeah.
bit. As a
But
self-reflected Kevin Durant fan, if if I could make myself any player, my build type and play style would probably be very Kevin Durant ish, and he's just not lived up to quite what he needs to be. He's dominant. He has the ability to be completely elite, and he just has trouble staying healthy and
man, like I said,
just
we've only seen a few elite seasons out of him. About
yeah.
maybe three in OKC, one in Golden State. I mean, I say Golden State. One in, so I guess you can call it Golden State.
Yeah,
Whatever. I
like
was gonna
that
say
year in Gold State,
Yeah,
he was
San
dominant.
Fran.
He
Yeah.
knew he was the man because he knew he had people around him that he can count on to let him be the man. And I thought he was going to have that with the Suns, and here I am watching the Nuggets versus the Heat.
Man,
Some chicken
man,
nuggets and some heat playing.
man.
Some heated chicken nuggets playing.
That's what I'm saying. You know what happened when you put a nugget in the heat.
Mm.
So we're gonna see. Jokes aside, ha, pun intended.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
man.
excited for it. It should be a pretty good NBA Finals, though.
Yeah, I think it got some pretty good matchups, some favorable matchups. I think Kyle Lowry is going to bring that veteran leadership like he's been doing
Mm.
this whole playoff run for Miami. You got a guy who's actually won a title on the team, who knows what it takes, who was actually a key part of winning that title, him and Kawhi. So you could almost argue it was just them two getting it done for real. So we're gonna see. I mean, and then you look at Denver is really just Joker out there with Murray. I mean, they got a few more key pieces. If they can get rolling, they're pretty dangerous. But in a 7 game series, and I keep forgetting they got bum Kevin Love on the bench too. He's a champion. He know what it takes. Heck, you might even see him this series come in and have an explosive game.
I
he
mean, it
he
could
come and
happen.
have him a Kyle Korver esque game 3. I think game 3 would be what he need to come in. He had to hit about 6 threes.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
but Bam
that sounds kind of
Adebayo,
cool.
I like the Bam Adebayo on Joker matchup. Like I said, Adebayo's a beast on defense. They got a lot of good defenders, like I said, but
I
Joker
don't
is a
think
walking triple double. So we'll have to see.
it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Oh yeah, it's got to be because they want to make some money. They can stretch this thing all the way almost to Juneteenth if they give it a 7 game stretch. But like I said, I think this thing is done in 6. I think this we wrap this up in Miami.
So you think who do you got in game one? Do you think Miami is going to pull off the
Miami, that's
upset?
it. They're gonna blow them out. Miami because it's
Man,
in Miami.
there's
So
a lot of
game,
money to. If you're going to bet this if you're going to bet this series, Miami is the way to bet it because there's so much value in it, especially in that game one. Like it
mhm.
just talk about a
Oh yeah,
return on your investment. Those are the games. These are the games that you kind of want to win. And the
right,
Nuggets are such a heavy favorite. You do got to wonder,
right.
especially with the history of the NBA. You definitely got to wonder.
Hmm. And with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to place me a bet on the Miami Heat and gamble responsibly. I'm in a state where you can do so and do it legally. So when I say these things and when me and Mr. Casey talk about these things, we're talking about doing it with all legal parameters considered.
A to
Don't
Z.
place a bet, like that. Like my ancestors used to say, you don't write a check that your ass can't cash. You better not place a bet. Had a
Mm-hmm.
feds knocking at your address.
Yeah.
So yeah, be careful out there. Uh, but yeah, Miami's definitely the way to go. I talked to a few fans over the weekend and told them to go in Miami, and a few of them has hit me back said they won a few dollars. Like I said, if Miami was wrapping that thing up in game 1, probably blow it. Like I said, I'm thinking Denver win game 2, then he'll go to Denver. Miami will win those. He'll win then. They'll split there, and that'll be the last time Denver win. It'll be they 2 wins.
Mm,
Miami coast on to the end. Boom,
mm.
bam.
I like that
Good
prediction.
and night.
I like
It
that
really
prediction.
beat Miami in 5, but he
I'm
said we got to
thinking
stretch.
it's more of like 3 in a row for the Nuggets,
Ooh,
one for the Heat, four. Yeah, you can go back to back. The Heat pull off two, they make it 3-2, and then we just go ahead and call it
so Nuggets and 6, huh?
Nuggets and 6.
Yeah, I'm definitely yeah. Miami's got to get it. It's going to be interesting, folks. I'm ready to see it. And like I said, I'm going to gamble responsibly, just little money, because little money
Right.
when you big money in these situations, y'all.
Especially
So,
if you pick the Heat. If you
man,
if you're picking the Nuggets, don't bet little money because it ain't gonna get
no,
you
because
nowhere.
yeah,
And betting big money is dangerous because what you think is a sure bet could end up being an upset, and that's when do with your beard in the casino take all your money. So
exactly. Because we'll
there's a
be sitting
reason.
there waiting,
Yeah,
like
and
like
I will not be doing a friendly bet against him on this one
on the Birdman.
because I've learned my lesson in life many a times to keep that
Oh
dollar in my pocket.
man,
So
and it's always just a gentleman's bet. I almost
just a little,
Arizona. That's it.
that's all we're asking
Yeah.
for.
No, for sure. Um, we don't see, man. I really do like this matchup. Like I said, I think it's going to be far better than what we saw the Lakers do in regards to battling with these Nuggets. Like I said, they just couldn't get their feet under them. It was just too much Joker, too little time. The Joker took his act to Hollywood. He triumphed, and that was his title. You beat LeBron. Congratulations. And now Go on and lose this championship, and we might get you one somewhere down the road. Maybe next year. Maybe
Mm,
next year, Denver.
I
Or the
think it
year
could
after
happen.
that. Depends on what the Lakers do in the off season. Well, maybe the year after that, though. Either way, in the near future, they can get one. No problem.
Yeah, yeah. One of these days. One of these days. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. The draft looks like it's going to go pretty straightforward for the NBA, so we'll see. We also have hockey. The Stanley Cup is going on, but neither one of us actually watch hockey. So
Oh, yeah.
go to the teams in the Stanley Cup. We hope you enjoy your
Hey,
uh,
enjoy your championship
it's,
series for
yeah,
sure, and
yeah,
that's with any sport, man. Y'all have a good time, live it up, and
yeah.
yeah, who's getting the number one pick? I think the Pistons were the worst team last tradition,
I
so
thought it
they
was
should
like
be.
San Antonio got him or something like that. I felt like
No, I want to say I don't even think the Pistons won 20 games, Mister Casey. I'm about to look right now. Like they were trash. Like I
I
mean,
mean,
the absolute epitome. The Spurs was 22-20. Ooh, Lord, good night. Pistons 17-65.
mm,
Good night. So you know they're gonna get a high pick, maybe even the first pick. The likelihood is up there. So uh, they're gonna need something because, dude, you think that a championship, well, not a championship, but I mean, well, technically they are
they,
champions within the last 20 years. But dude,
you
it's been a long time.
you want to talk about a bum state, like the whole area, but I shouldn't say state,
City,
city,
yeah.
but I can kind of. I'm not even
You
gonna
kind
not
of can
say
say the
it.
whole
Yeah,
state.
because I'm not even gonna like. I'm not even gonna apologize. I'm just
So I
gonna
mean,
say
what's in
I
Michigan?
incorrectly initially said it, but if you want to apply it to both city and state, uh,
It's very applicable.
yeah, it's just a bunch of nothing, and I
And
feel
no
bad
offense to
for.
anybody who lives there, but I
No, I
mean,
feel bad for you.
I do too. I'm so sorry that you live in that
Area.
place.
Yeah,
Ew.
like
Ooh.
it's really like the rejection
Mm-mm.
of Canada and America all in one little area.
Ooh, that was for Detroit. Yeah. Whew. Hopefully the Lions make y'all next year a little, well, the rest of the year a little easier. Give you something to root for. Uh, but with that in mind, here in the spirit of basketball, we have a
Oh
bold seven list coming up. Oh, it was
yeah,
what
it was San Antonio won the first round of the draft.
they did. Okay,
Yeah,
first
they're gonna
overall.
get the French star, 19-year-old Victor uh, Wembanyama. I can't even say his name.
I don't even try if it's too hard
Yeah,
because it shouldn't be that hard.
and
So
he's supposed to bring the Spurs back to relevance, and that's the only reason why I kind of remembered that they had the first round because it was supposed to bring the Spurs back. It got me kind of excited.
well, we'll see, man. If that's what it takes for you to go and find you a Joker or some kind of Slavic or whatever you need to find out here to go ahead and get that gun, because that's the only thing about the NBA. It's very diverse, and anybody can be a star. So
Yeah,
if you go find your guy, man, go get your Luca, find your Luca.
he's more Giannis. He's a little more
Ooh,
Giannis.
right. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Oh, that's all. That's what LA needs for sure. Y'all need to
yeah.
jump on.
I'm no draft scout or nothing, but from what I've seen of the kid, uh, he's a he a baller. The boy,
Right,
he coming into the league. It'll be exciting to see a lot of hype around him. I like to see some international players. It reminds you that it's a big world. It gets
right,
them from not playing just soccer, and
right.
cricket, or they ain't got a lot of sporting activities to get excited about.
No, for sure. You're not lying about that. Basketball's become such a worldwide phenomenon. Uh, like I said, it's almost to the point where it's almost expected to see even more diversity here coming soon. Like I said, everybody's on basketball. children love it, of course, still. And
Mhm.
like I said, we're seeing it played at almost the highest offensive level we've ever seen it. So yeah, dude, this thing is almost getting NFL like. As far as people finding these players who's, tremendously talented, offering real firepower on your team kind of deal. The John Morants of the world. No matter what I do in my personal time on that court,
Right.
I'm taking off on you. So we'll see. We'll see what the Spurs can do with this Frenchville, whatever all star he can be all you can be. We'll see. That's how I leave it at that. Popovich, is he still a coach down there? I ain't even looked at San Antonio. That's how
Uh,
disconnected I've been from that
this-
team since
I
Tim
think
Duncan
San
left.
Antonio doesn't have any right to let you know that you should know. So nobody should take offense.
Ooh,
San Antonio doesn't take offense, but we want you to be relevant, right?
man, for
Again,
sure.
because it was always exciting to see, a little Spurs in the action, messing everyone's season up, just coming out of nowhere and being like, "Oh, hey, don't you know? It's been 3 years. It's our turn again."
Right. Oh, it is still Greg Popovich. Goodness gracious. He's probably the longest tenured coach in all of history.
I
This
was
dude,
actually surprised to hear that he was still with us
man.
after all this change. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. The only way I see him getting out of there, Steve Kerr gonna leave Golden State and go to San Antonio or
Yeah,
something.
but that does make you always wonder about how the NBA drafting system works when you see teams like the Pistons have all those losses, and then it's like, oh, San Antonio, a franchise that actually matters.
Man,
We're gonna give it to you.
right,
I mean, you won it. You
right.
won the. You won it.
You won the
But
lottery. You are
just
the
those little
winner.
NBA conspiracies or whatever you want to call them, little theories
No,
or
we know what
facts,
happened. They
actually.
called up the boy, and he was like, "Yeah, we can make it happen." I call him Ears, the commissioner, Silver.
Mm,
They
mm.
said, "Look, Ears, we need we need that pick." They're like, "All right, well, I guess we do owe you a favor still. Let's go ahead and
Right.
make it happen." Oh,
Yeah.
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 So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens in the draft and who's gonna do what. We got to see a lot of teams need to do some rebuilding here, some refocusing, reshuffling. A lot of teams got all their money tied up too, so we'll see if they can't make any moves. They're struggling, i.e., the Phoenix Suns and all those superstars who command big money. I guess Chris Paul, you can let him go. He's an old man at this point. What you think about that?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm not a. I mean, I don't think getting rid of Chris Paul's an easy replacement. Like, I think sometimes when you say get rid of this guy, you got to always remember, well, what do you do when you get rid of him? And can you replace Chris Paul? I mean,
Yeah, I think
you
so.
kind of might have to because of health and whatnot. But
You just have to go and get a guy. You have to get Russell Westbrook.
mm,
You gotta
mm,
go and get you. I'm sure Schroeder will be a free agent. You gotta go and
I don't,
find
I don't,
you.
I don't know if you can do Westbrook and KD back on the same team again,
You
man.
got to. That's the only way they're gonna flourish.
Uh,
They gotta read. They gotta get the band back together. They gotta call James Harden. They all gotta meet in Phoenix.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but
He said, "Oh, what?" He said, "I would take that."
I'll take it.
Devin Booker still there too.
Right, as long as you keep Devin Booker, it is at four instead of the three. I
Yeah,
feel confident.
Westbrook got to come off the bench.
Yeah, yeah. We just need, when it's time to take a break, we need that one guy to be like, all
Right.
right, it's my
Spark plug.
turn.
Right. Spark plug. Right. It's
Yeah.
going, yeah, boy, let's get it in. Who give me the ball? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Yeah, you know what? They still got their starters in. Let them chase Westbrook around for a couple minutes.
Right.
Have fun
Tire
with
him
that.
out. Right. Tire him out real quick.
Yeah,
No, for
yeah,
sure. Dude, and that is the thing about him. He is an instant spark, whether it's good or bad. But it's instant, no matter what.
right.
I can
You gotta
always
know it.
say that about him. He's either instant offense or instant iced coffee.
Mm.
So Yeah.
Shout out Westbrook.
Shout out Westbrook, MVP, Mr. Triple Double, dude. Like I said, I
Man,
can't hate on you, man. It's not like some people, who hate on Melo for no reason, but I can't hate on you, man. Can't do it. I just can't.
because everyone hates on Westbrook, but they don't hate on Melo. They crown him.
How could you
And
not, Mr. Olympia?
I guess Westbrook needs to go play in the Olympics a couple times
Go get
and
him some gold.
go
The
get
only
him
gold
some
he'll ever
gold.
touch.
I'm gonna,
Just like
I'm
my
gonna
boy
have to,
Melo.
I'm gonna have to double check if Westbrook has any golds. I don't follow.
He got
The
some MVP. We give him that.
yeah.
I give him that. That's a prestigious award, but you know, Melo got them. He got them things.
Mm.
He said, "I'm the best in the world, Craig, of
I'm
the
telling
world."
you, if I'm picking one of these two dudes, I'm probably still picking Westbrook.
What?
Yeah.
Overall, no. I would definitely pick Melo.
Um,
Ain't no doubt about it. No, 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 not a doubt in my
mm,
mind. I wouldn't even
it's
think
close.
about that. I wouldn't lose sleep over that. I would tell me who? Carmelo Anthony and Russell. What? Please, come on, Melo. That's crazy.
Are we gonna leave him with the Knicks, or are we?
No, we taking him back to Denver.
Okay.
Taking him back. Shoot, Nick's Melo was the most dangerous. You just because the
He
team was
was.
bad. I'm about
It
to say,
was. It
boy,
was the most dangerous version of Melo. I'll give you that.
drop 63 on you, easy,
Mm.
and not pass the ball to nobody else the whole game.
He ain't got nobody to pass
That's what,
to the
right?
whole
I know. That's what I'm
game.
saying.
That was the problem with Melo, man. I felt bad for him.
They had a few people who was decent, and then they just refused to play there. But when they went to Cleveland, like I said, I remember they had Shumpert and J.R. Smith. They had all them dudes. Then all of a sudden
Mhm.
they go to Cleveland and they become ballers. I guess they just get elevated by LeBron, or LeBron put in the call to ears, and ears he's like, "Hey man, I got to win a title no matter who here." So I don't
Mm.
know, man.
Mm.
Conspiracy.
Right. Yeah, they were good with one player, but not the other. I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
other one.
wonder. I certainly wonder. 'Cause anything was happening in those locker rooms. J.R. Smith drinking Hennessy, all kind of stuff.
I can't get
Learned
mad
it
at
from
him.
Ron Artest.
I can't get mad at him. You know,
On the job,
on the job.
halftime. Boy, you out
uh,
here running. No wonder why
uh,
you holding the ball. LeBron like pass the ball, shooting. You sitting there looking, telling, "Oh boy, I thought we was up." Like you know what I'm saying? You
uh,
crazy, drunk.
uh, dear Lord, this whiskey gonna go through my nose. I can't get some.
He was too drunk. That's all it was, man. But shout out to him, man. He's a champion twice over. He was a beast in Denver. That's what I'm saying, man. Everybody good in Denver. It seemed like after Denver, though, I don't know what happened to him. He was a journeyman, the most successful journeyman. I give him that. Between him and the boy Rashard Lewis, them dudes
Man,
wind
Rashad
up on.
Lewis, you got to put some respect on Rashad Lewis,
Dude,
man. He got to,
he's a dead eye. I
yeah,
love him as a shooter, dude.
yeah.
His yeah, good
He
night.
got defense too. Rashad Lewis was a baller.
Yeah,
One of he's
he just
low
wasn't
key.
consistent enough.
Yeah, he might be like if he's not number 10 in my top 10 Sonics of all time, he's like just right
Well, that's the
outside
easy
it.
list to get on. So I mean, it's not too many
It's not the
Sonics.
hardest. It's not
Yeah,
the
like,
hardest. But it's one of those most like obvious lists. It's like
right.
it's not even a debatable. Like the only ones you debate is like who do you want between Sean Kemp and Gary Payton?
Right.
And it's Sean
Or do
Kemp,
you
by the
want
way.
Ray Allen?
It's I mean you could argue with Ray,
Or do
but
you
I
want
would
KD? See, there you go.
yeah,
There's the
yeah,
rabbit hole.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I do
No,
start.
and it is Sean Kemp though. The obvious
It is
answer is
Sean
Sean
Kemp.
Kemp.
Yeah,
What do you say?
yeah,
He said he's a
yeah,
shooter. Yo.
yeah.
Yeah, it's Sean Kemp for sure. All day. And then I'll take the glove, and the other two can come how they would, honestly. And no disrespect to Ray Allen, my boy Jesus Shuttlesworth. We'll
Oh
talk
yeah.
about you a little later on. Uh, man,
He's my favorite shooter of all time.
oh, I know it, Mr. Celtic, Mr. Heat. He done made championship threes everywhere. Everywhere he been, he had to make championship threes. So
Mm,
shout out to you, man.
yeah.
Another dog, pit bull.
Speaking of
So
Ray, I think it might be a little time.
it looks like it's about that time. If my watch is telling me right, it's time for the bold predictions. Bold seven, top seven NBA slash basketball movies of all time. Our time. I'm gonna put it
More
that way.
time, right?
Our time. Our time. And because I usually go first, I'm gonna step aside and let Mr. KC regale us first. So that way when I drop this heat on y'all, y'all can feel good about it.
Mm.
Mr. KC, who's number seven on your bold seven?
Number 7 is going to be Hoosiers. I don't think
Ooh,
you can have a basketball list, a movie list, without the Hoosiers magically making it on there.
oh, you
So
can.
I'm gonna be respectful and keep them on my list and put them there at the number 7 spot.
Number seven, Hoosiers. Okay, okay, okay. Who you got at number six?
Number 6 is going to be Hustle, the Adam Sandler
Oh,
movie.
yes, sir.
I
KG,
know
shout
it's
out to you, big KG. Celtic.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
might be a slight little recency biasy, but I really liked the movie. I thought it was good.
Hmm.
Number 5, All Pro with Will Ferrell.
Ooh, semi pro.
Semi Pro, sorry.
Yeah, semi
Yeah,
pro.
Semi
Yes, sir.
Pro. Yeah, it was a good movie, funny. I enjoyed it. Number 4, He Got Game. It was a
Yes,
classic
sir.
movie. It was a
Yes,
fan favorite
sir.
for a lot of folks. Number 3 is going to be Coaching Carter.
Ooh,
The,
Coach Carter.
man,
Okay.
yeah, a little basketball action in that movie, I'll tell you what. Number 2, Space Jam.
Space
Classic.
Jam.
Yeah,
Okay.
Space Jam. Classic from my childhood. It's the first movie I went to where I went inside and it was daytime and I came outside and it was nighttime. The movie blew me away. The fact it was dark outside blew me away. It was just an all around great time.
I feel you.
Number 1, White Man Can't Jump.
I knew it. I
Sorry,
knew
folks.
it.
Look, I can closely relate to everything in that movie. I also cannot jump. Uh, but it let me know that even though you cannot jump, does not mean that thou shalt not be able to ball. So just just because you can't jump, don't mean you can't go out there and win some basketball games
and,
if
and
you
certain
put forth in some effort.
right. And certain white men can jump. Shout out to Woody Harrelson. Shout out
Mm,
to my boy Brent Berry, dunk contest champion.
yeah,
And shout out
it
to my
just
boy
made me
Tom Chambers. Dude, what are we talking about? Phoenix Sun climbing people, dude.
look,
Yeah, shout out. Uh,
look. There's exceptions to the rule, okay?
right.
But I'm the
Generally.
reason they made the rule. Is all I'm saying.
He's a tremendous defender, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let him get you.
Yeah, and I will
He
swat your out of the air like it was. All of a sudden, he'd be like, "Oh, you can't dunk," but all of a sudden, he can jump enough to swat.
right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Okay. That's quite a list there. Quite a list you got on there. Okay. Okay. My list is slightly different. Slightly. Let's get on into it. Number seven, Celtic Pride. Damon Wayans, Tom. Well, I would say Tom Arnold. Well, dude, I forgot his name that quick now. I can see his face. Ghostbusters. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Dan
Uh,
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd. That's
Yeah.
Aykroyd. Bill Murray. Everybody who you want, and I said Bill Murray. Not think about Ghostbusters now. I keep. What is Marv's name, dude? What is his real name? I always call him
Oh,
Marv from Home Alone. I always forget his real name.
you're
But
messing with me now, dude. You're sending me so many different directions. I don't know where I'm going.
but yeah, good movie, Celtic Pride. Number six on my list, The Sixth Man at number six,
Mm,
Marlon Wayans,
see,
classic basketball college movie. Uh, dude, just phenomenal film. Good laughs, good times. Relatable movie. Um, Number five, Kobe doing work. dude, this Kobe doing work movie, the documentary Kobe Bryant's championship run seasons, the second one, dude, phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. It's Kobe. He's doing work. Narrated by Spike Lee. Shout out to you. Number four on my list, Space Jam. Like you said, childhood favorite. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. I remember when we bought the movie on cassette. Me and my brother had a fight over the coin it came with. It was that deep, like
Mm.
boy, it was, yes sir. So,
And knowing y'all too, that was a serious
oh
fight, y'all.
yeah, it was
We
a
ain't talking
brawl.
no little fight. This
Yeah,
was
it was a brawl, and then we ended up having to share it because the sheriff stepped in. Number three on my list, Above the Rim. Another Marlon Wayans featured basketball movie, not him as a player, but featured. Shout out to my boy Tupac in the movie. A lot of stars in this one. Bernie Mac.
Mhm.
Anyway, the list goes on. Number two on my list, White Men Can't Jump. Because in my opinion, like he said about Hoosiers, I feel like this is a movie if you're talking about basketball movies that you can't leave off. So White Men Can't Jump. Phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, see it twice. I heard there was a new one with Jack Harlow out. Haven't seen it. I heard it was okay from what people say. I might check it out, but without seeing Woody Harrelson or Blade, I might get turned off. I'm sorry, I'm an old timer.
It's
I'm nostalgic.
it's a different. You can't.
You
You
know,
just
some things you just shouldn't do, but
yeah.
we'll
It's
see. Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. And number one on my list is He Got Game.
Mm.
Denzel Washington, Jesus Shuttlesworth. You want to talk about a story of redemption, a story of understanding, and a story of basketball. Dude, He Got Games. Phenomenal. It's my Any Given Sunday of the basketball movie verse. It's a movie that anytime it's on, I'm going to watch it.
I mean, it does fall into that category for me.
Yeah, like it's you
It
know what I'm
does.
saying. It's like you can't. You'll see, you like
Yeah.
no. You'll look at the guide, see if anything else on. Like, nah, I'm just gonna watch this. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's it's
Right.
it's one of those. It's one of those. So, that's my bowl seven. Like I said, didn't have Hoosiers on there. I didn't have a couple that had to leave off of here, but
Well, yeah,
dude,
we had a different kind of. It's kind of crazy how different our lists were. And the
well, we
football
had the
one,
top two the same though. Or
yeah, oh
no,
yeah,
yeah, was your He Got Game your number two or number three?
number four.
Number four. Okay, well yeah. So we had Space Jam. We pretty much had all them same movies in the top four, except for I had Above the Rim. I think it's the only difference.
Yeah, and I had
Yeah,
Coach and Carter.
yeah, Coach Carter. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
So
because
yeah,
some of us were inspired by this coach that was going to come into the neighborhood, save
oh
everybody
Lord,
from the gang violence, and it felt very close to home. It felt like
Psh,
maybe I needed to join a basketball team,
maybe you should have
but
been a Gridiron
white
Gang
men
man.
can't jump,
Oh
so
God, nice segue.
so
I give you that. I get, but Coach Carter would have fixed that for you. You know, well,
yeah,
you
he
can
would have
lay up,
fixed it
can't
for
you?
me. We just needed a Coach
You can
Carter.
lay. He said, you
Yeah,
might not be able to dunk, but you can lay it up, can't you?
can't you? Yeah, I can. I
You're
can, Coach.
right. He said, "Trey, I'll have you jumping all summer. You be dunking by the fall."
Mm, mm,
Probably would
mm.
have too, dude. Certain coat, man. Anyway,
My senior year, if I would have put just a little more effort into it, I really would have. I could have done it. I came back from basic training, and I could finally get rim real nicely, nice and easy, and I just didn't put enough effort
that
into it.
extra half inch to
Yeah, I
turn the
needed.
ball
That's
over.
probably, yeah, and I probably just needed more time with the ball, trying to dunk, kind of thing.
Just
You know what I
practicing the
mean?
jumping,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Because a lot of people try to dunk, they think it's a slow jump. It's got to be that fast poof, almost like you, like going into a squat, but decide that you're gonna change your mind and jump. Most people
yeah.
don't get that, so they don't know where to channel it from. Think they're getting it from your calves. That's not where it's coming from. Hamstrings, fast twitch muscle fibers, boom, boom. You know, I used to want to dunk for a long time, and finally, when I got tall enough, dude, there wasn't a rim that I didn't try to tear down. until that fateful day on the double rim at the park when I broke my kneecap, changed everything. It's like, yeah, let's stick to indoor now. After this, we'll stick to indoor. But good night. It was, yeah, wonderful time, wonderful time. But yes, folks, that's the Bowl 7. That's the
Yeah,
show. That's everything. That's the finals. IJ's gonna win it. Mr. Casey's in agreement whether he'll say it or not.
it could happen.
It could
I'm
have.
not saying it. I'm not. I can't. I've said the Heat. We're gonna win any of the. There's not a game, a series that I've given them credit for. And here we
Oh
are
god. He
talking
said,
finals with the Heat. And IJ,
oh.
we're out here giving him. He's got a whole new nickname, and you got to put some
Mhm.
respect on it. He did it
Got
for a
to.
reason.
Gotta do it. And his dad's movie was in both our top fours. So
Mm.
shout out to the Jordans. Oh, shout out to Mr. Casey's cup. Shout out to Taylor Port for the wine I had. Uh, we're going in. We're going in. This the NBA Finals, folks. That was the Bowl 7. We're gonna have more content coming soon, more information coming soon. We're about to start getting back into the season of Mahomes here, as you see the slow pan. It's almost time to start talking about the champions again.
Yeah,
So.
gonna have to bust out some predictions.
Oh yeah, they're coming, and they're going to be bold, ladies and gentlemen. You best believe, especially the AFC East and what I got cooking for that one, and not to
Mm,
mention the North,
mm,
because it's cooked up now.
mm. The
My
AFC
boy
is a
Lamar,
wildfire.
boy,
It is
I
a wildfire.
look. Let don't get me tempted. Yes,
Right.
sir. Yes, sir.
We got a whole nother episode ready to
Yeah, I'm
go
about
right
to say yeah,
now. Ooh.
folks. It's going down. We gonna see. But as tradition, he's Mr. KC from the 813. I'm that dude with the beard. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching all your finals coverage here. Well, not all of it, but a part of it. And we'll
Mm.
see you next time.